Hello everyone, Victor Tanzig here, and welcome to the Reddit Railway. Today's destination is r/EntitledPeople, so all aboard! This happened some years ago, back when I was 22 and my sister was 18. She was my mum's golden child. My dad thankfully has a good head on his shoulders and always called my sister out on her shit, but my mum's interference always meant my sister got off easy. One time, my parents went on vacation and let my sister watch their house. They told her no parties, but that was a rule she straight up ignored. A day after they left, she started sending out invites in which she promised there would be alcohol. I wasn't aware of any of this until my sister asked me to get the alcohol since she was too young to buy it. She also wanted me to pay for it. In return, she'd invite me to the party and introduce me to an easy girl who would be there. I told her I wasn't going to break the law to make her happy. She screamed at me over the phone that I was ruining her life. She couldn't take back the invites since they were all over her Facebook. That was when I looked at her post and face-palmed. I told her what she did was really stupid since she and her friends were all underage. She tried to say that would only be a problem if I knocked on them. I said I wouldn't knock, but I wasn't going to buy her booze either. She screamed at me some more, so I hung up the phone. That night, my sister had the party and someone called the police for underage drinking. After being arrested, my sister threw me under the bus and said I had supplied the alcohol. Turns out, she actually broke into our dad's liquor cabinet and thought it would be a good idea to frame me for her crime. The day after the party, the police came to my apartment and arrested me. They seemed convinced I was guilty and didn't really listen when I said I was innocent, but I still cooperated with them. At the station, I told them the whole story and got them to look at my sister's Facebook post. Despite this, I still had to spend the night in a cell while my parents were called. When they got back, they bailed out both me and my sister. My mum tried to make my dad leave me in jail because my sister had told them her lies as well. But my dad took the time to talk to me and look at my sister's Facebook post, so he believed me. This caused a fight between him and my mum. When they got home, my dad found the broken liquor cabinet and spoke to the police on my behalf. My mum, however, still wanted me to take the blame because, in her words, the charges could ruin our baby's future. Thankfully, my innocence would be proven. On the night of the party, CCTV footage from my apartment building showed I came home from work and didn't leave again. I also wasn't seen buying alcohol at any store in the area, and there were no charges on any of my bank accounts. Furthermore, my sister had told the cops I delivered the alcohol to our parents' house, which has a camera over the front door. The cops reviewed the footage and discovered she was lying. After being confronted by this, my sister said I already had the alcohol and gave it to her at my apartment. This was also proven to be a lie. Finally, she had to come clean, and my parents were very disappointed in her. Despite all this, my mum still tried to convince me to take the fall. She came to my apartment and actually demanded I tell the police it was my fault. I said I wasn't going to ruin my future for my sister. Mum refused to leave and went from demanding to begging. She even got on her knees. She promised that if I took the blame, she and my dad would make everything okay in the long run. I said I'd rather live my life poor than have a felony on my record. She threw a huge fit because I refused to do what she wanted. I threatened to call the police and she left my apartment cussing like a madwoman. I've never heard so many F-bombs out of her before or since. She kept it up all the way to her car. Before leaving, she actually said she should have had me aborted. I called my dad right away and told him what happened. He was insanely pissed off and got into a huge fight with my mum when she got home. She didn't even deny anything. She said she acted in the best interests of their daughter. My dad told her she couldn't destroy me to save my sister. Then he threatened to divorce her if she didn't make things right. She ended up sobbing and saying she'd do whatever he wanted. My mum signed a prenup, so she didn't really have much choice. She agreed to family therapy. In these sessions, I called her out on how she always believed my sister's lies. I had written a list of all the ones I could remember from the past decade. My sister and mum tried to interject repeatedly, but my dad and the counselors silenced them. My sister was now proven to be a liar and a manipulator. She shut down and refused to say anything more to the counselor. My mum did apologize, but it was clearly forced, and she looked so uncomfortable doing it. I called her out for this, adding that after so many years of favoritism, the damage was done. My relationship with her never fully recovered. These days, we show each other mutual indifference. My sister eventually went to court for everything. In addition to underage drinking and supplying alcohol to minors, she was also charged with trying to frame me and resisting arrest. She was very drunk that night. My parents hired a lawyer who recommended my sister take a deal. If she did, she would avoid jail time and wouldn't have a felony on her record. So she did. She was given a huge fine which my mother paid for. FYI, she also pleaded with the judge to go easy on my sister. She was put on probation for several years, and our dad made her get individual therapy where she was diagnosed as a narcissist. Her animosity towards me never went away, and she has never shown any remorse for what she did. After her probation was up and she completed college, she moved to California and never came back. She currently works in an office in LA, a job that my dad helped her get. Unsurprisingly, she's never thanked him for that. We haven't spoken in years. She's completely cut us off. Even my mum has given up on her ever coming home and us being a family again. She was torn up about that for years and has become very bitter. Her marriage has also suffered. She and my dad don't even sleep in the same bedroom anymore. She moved into the guest room 5 years ago and has stayed there ever since. She can't leave him because she depends on him too much. Despite having her own career, she doesn't want to be on her own. She's become a shell of her former self. Things between me and my dad are still great. He's pretty much disowned my sister and doesn't care if she never talks to him again. Edit. Yes, my parents are wealthy, especially my dad as he owns multiple businesses. Also, after my sister was exposed, the record of my arrest was expunged. Jesus, tap dancing Christ, your sister is a walking disaster. Not surprising when you have a mother like yours. There are few things more destructive to a child's development than a terrible parent, and your mother is absolutely awful. Wishing she had you aborted? What a horrible thing to say. Why your dad married her, I'll never know. At least he was in your corner. If OP had been on his own, I get the feeling he would have been the one facing jail time. OP did come back with another post about his sister, so let's give it a read. Well, after years of no contact, my sister reached out. It seems my post has made the rounds on YouTube. She saw it and is furious. She contacted our mother in a rage, saying I've humiliated her. She told our mum how to find the post and she read it. Now she's mad at me because she feels like I made her look like a bad mother all over again. My dad got involved and said it wasn't like I was lying. My mum agreed in a very sad way, but said she wished I hadn't made the post. I guess I can understand that. My sister ended up calling me. The moment I answered, she started screaming, so I hung up. This was followed by a flurry of text messages. My sister demanded I take my original post down. I refused, so she threatened to get a lawyer and sue me for defamation. I told her to go right ahead. My post was made anonymously, and if she's sued, a lot of people are going to find out about it. She asked if that was a threat. I said, no, but if you launch a lawsuit, people are bound to start digging. Who knows what they'll find? I then added how it might affect her career. She called me again to demand I take down my post. Once again, I told her no. I then called her out for everything that happened between us. I said she's only mad because I told the truth, and I really don't care what she thought of me anymore. I then reminded her that Dad has pretty much disowned her, and she destroyed all the golden child love our mum had for her. My sister said she wasn't a golden child. I'm on Reddit all the time, and I know what those people are like. That's not me. I could only laugh. I fired back that she's a self-important narcissist and always will be. She milked our parents for so much and had no appreciation for it. I reminded her that the job she got was because of our dad. She denied this, saying she got it based on her own merits. She then started bragging about how well she was doing. She had made assistant manager and was next in line to become a full manager. I was unimpressed, and she demanded to know why. So I pointed out that I've moved on to managing one of our dad's smaller companies. Sure, I partly got it through nepotism, but I worked hard to earn it. My dad has openly stated that I'll inherit everything when he passes. I'm not clamoring for this, but I'm sure she would. She got so angry that she hung up on me and called our parents again. She asked Dad if she really had been disinherited. He said she had. Dad's will is said to leave her only a small settlement so she can't contest it, and if she tried, she'd automatically get nothing. Even our mum has basically written my sister out of her will. My sister ended up crying. She said it wasn't fair, but our parents pointed out what she did to me and to them. As a consequence, she wouldn't be getting anything. My sister hung up and blocked us all. After that, my mum sat me down and gave me a long-awaited and very sincere apology. The recent event and the things in my post made her realize more than ever she had been a terrible mother to both of us. She said she was incredibly sorry and that she loved me. She's now finally looking into therapy, and she's even making an effort to spend more time with my dad. It's ironic, really. My sister tore our family apart and put it right back together just by being the same nasty person she's always been. So sis, if you see this post, and I bet you will, don't bother trying to contact us again, and if you do, then any drama you cause is going to end up here. And she would cause more drama. OP made another post about his sister, who stoops to a new low, which I'll cover next time. And with that, I'll end the video here. Like, share and subscribe and leave a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.